Developer pulls plug on NH data center after massive backlash.
So this is one of those situations where it's like like when people just like are like no and they protest and they show up,
Mhm.
usually like the message gets sent and like notes are taken. But yeah, it's gonna be back. They're gonna somebody else is gonna try
Mhm.
and pull some fuck shit and this it's not the end of it, just like it's the end of the Merrimack Ice Center was not the end of them trying to figure out how to get an ice detention center in the state. So everybody does need to like remain vigilant for that shit.
For sure, yeah. They this was only I don't even think it went as far as like a proposal. It was like somebody that was going to bring a proposal to the town meeting about like
Yeah.
possibly getting a permit about, and then at that point yeah. So we'll just read this here. So WMER reported on Wednesday that Seacoast businessman Tom Moulton has withdrawn his proposal to build a data center on 150 acres in Nottingham just hours before the plan was set to be discussed at the Nottingham Planning Board meeting. And again, yeah, that was because of like all the people that came out and said, fuck this. The withdrawal followed one of the largest organized responses to a local development project since the Trump administration proposed constructing an ice facility in New Hampshire earlier this year. A Change.org petition opposing the data center project topped 20,000 signatures this week. In fact, I think it's way higher than that at this point. In fact,
Yeah, it's like north of
let's
25 last I saw.
let's see. Yeah, we're at
Yeah, 26,
26,000.
256. Let's
God
fucking go,
damn.
dude.
And this article came out like earlier today, I believe. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. It was from yesterday. But still, that's crazy. That means like almost 7,000 more people like went into this and typed in all their information and were like, no. Like, yep, not a lot of people wanting the data centers in their area.
No, and I mean, like, understandable. They're like they're awful for so many reasons. And I mean, like, it's good to see when people can kind of coalesce around this stuff because it's just like, I feel like people kind of sleepwalk through all this like tech development stuff. And then the
Hmm.
moment it's like actually like in your face like that in a very real way, there's like a structure that's like poisoning your water and making a ton of noise. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I actually hate this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like, oh, wait a
and
second. This is what
so
it's like.
yeah,
We got
yeah. So it's good to see people clap down because like
for sure.
it's not enough to have it completely rot people's critical thinking skills, you know what I mean? Where you got kids that'll like let them do their entire like college thesis, like it's like
Yeah.
okay, cool. So we've got a whole bunch of kids that are so like incredibly under-equipped to deal with the working world and they have no capacity to like think for themselves or make any
Hmm.
decisions or anything without like grokking it and like yeah, so
Yeah.
fuck that and
Yeah.
glad to see you guys fuck off. Don't come back. Thanks very much. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. Skilled German pager. Fuck data centers. They're destroying nature and so much things, and they can only have like 10 employees. Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like at the beginning of, all this stuff, all the talk about constructing these centers, there was the whole thing where they were like, oh, guys, this will create jobs. But it's like, it's kind of the opposite of what, what that is. Like, sure, you'll get some people doing construction there for a while to build the place, but like once it's operational, it's literally just there, like running itself basically with like he said, like what 10 people, something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's like it'll create a whole bunch of jobs up front, right? So like
Right.
just to
Like
construct
once
the
it's
thing.
done,
So
it's
like
done.
this is actually a weird thing that happens where like unions are actually like supportive of construction of data centers because it provides them the
Yeah,
temporary like
because
the
it's
short-term
construction.
jobs, like the contracts that they would need. Yeah, exactly, because it's construction precisely. But but that those I mean, like, any union member should know that once your job is done, it's done. It's not like that job is gonna continue to pay you out. So, like,
Hmm.
there's a bit of conflict there, you know what I mean? And I think it's like it's one of those situations where like you just because it's a union doesn't mean it's always going to be on the right side of things. And so membership needs to be conscious of that. You know what I mean? It's not just
Right.
about the job, it's about like the broader society that you're part of. And so it's union members need to remember that they're citizens first. Um Union members second.
Yeah. Like just because like you are lucky enough to to be in a union, unlike like 99% of people in the US, like that doesn't mean you should like be actively working to fuck over other people so that they can't, have jobs either.
Right. Well, and look, like I say this as a member of a union. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I say this as a member of a union who's looking to join another union right now. Like I support this completely. Like I support unionization. I could not be more in support of unions. But like you gotta you gotta kind of consider all the aspects of it. And like when your labor force is organized like that, you have a lot of power to basically say like, no, like I don't want, like I don't want to build data centers. What I want to build is affordable housing. You know what I mean? And that's a totally different kind of pressure that you can apply. So
yeah.
it's,
All right. I just got to address this here as well. Skilled German painter. We are not on that tip actually. With the actually BlackRock Jews are building it. No, that's
yeah,
that's
that's
not.
cute.
No, that's not really how that works. We don't.
That's
We're not anti-Semitic over here. We
oh
do.
no.
We
Fuck anti-Semites.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
We've seen contracts. All right. Well, it's that company. Yeah. No, BlackRock is bad. They're a building company. That's not. They're not being evil because they're Jewish. I'm sorry. Like, and I've yet to see any sort of thing like, oh, this is a yeah. No, we're not gonna get into that. BlackRock is bad, but yeah, that's not a thing. Sorry, dude. So what else we got for us? The opposition to data centers has grown nationwide as communities push back on them for a host of reasons. Data centers require massive amounts of electricity that can spike rates for local ratepayers. Well, they do, not can. They do. They use copious amounts of water for cooling, emit high levels of noise, and have been shown to contribute to pollution. Yep, that's especially the case when they're using like generators to power these, which a lot of them do. Instead of it's either generators or they hook up to the local power supply. In both cases, you're either getting polluted in one way or the or you're getting like way higher rates for electricity. Both not very good things, in my
Right.
opinion. But
Hold
this
on
is
a
what
second. Skilled German painter. The fuck is wrong with your brain? Like what's wrong with your brain that you create your entire identity structure based off of your religious affiliation? What is wrong with you? We are all human beings. Who gives a shit who worships whatever they worship? Would you give a shit if it was a Taoist or a Buddhist? Like what is wrong with you? Just calm the fuck down, bro.
yeah,
Go take some meds or
yeah.
something. Like
We don't.
this isn't about
No.
your religious affiliation or ethnic identity. This is an up down issue about class.
Yeah,
So
this is
so
not
chill out.
this is not a religious thing. This is a class thing, dude. Like yeah, I can't even. It just fucking blows my mind, dude.
That's yeah, just
I
yeah. So
can't even.
that's I
But
yeah,
if
I'm
you
not
keep
gonna deal with
talking that
this
like
like
that bullshit, I'm
take
gonna
time
have to
off,
ban
but
you.
like
But you know,
yeah, okay.
all
Yeah,
right,
that's cute.
yeah,
Anyways, we're moving on. This guy's trolling.
yeah. Sorry, bud.
Got he's trying really hard to rub two brain
I'm out
cells
for
together
you.
and it's not working out. So
See
we'll
you.
just say goodbye.
But anyway, if it sucks to have to ban the one chatter, but when the one chatter is blaming everything in the world on the Jews, I'm sorry, dude, you gotta go. That's a little
Dude, like if
fucking
you're talking about
insane.
nuking Israel and Ukraine, like let's
Oh
calm
man,
down a little bit, buddy.
yeah.
Like you can't fucking say shit like that.
Nah, we're all set with
Oh
that
my
over here.
god.
this is a this is not a Candace or Tucker type podcast. I'm sorry.
Like, dude, Nick Fuentes is out there if you are looking for a
Yeah.
dick to choke
Yeah,
on, but
you're looking for
that's
Kick.
yeah,
This is
not ours.
Twitch
Thank you.
that you were on there.
Yeah, yeah. Chose the wrong platform, buddy.
Yeah. Apparently, this is what it's like to live half a mile away from a data center. So it seems like it goes from, well, it's so the sound is 24/7, but it sounds like it goes from jet engine to like idling, fucking 18-wheeler. So that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, those so for those, like, super subsonic frequencies are, like, really bad for your body
Mm.
in long term. And, yeah, I mean, if I would be, like I would be moving immediately, you know what I mean? Like, I would like, if that went up the moment it turned on, I would be, like, staying with relatives somewhere else, and then, and then finding a new apartment, like, immediately.
Yeah, that shit's fucking insane. And the fact that they're gonna be, oh man, I didn't even pull anything on this, but this is also related to it. So they're gonna be this whole thing with data centers is gonna be, actually, hold on, I did pull it. I was gonna say this is gonna be used, like they're gonna try to start doing imminent domain when it comes to where they want to put data centers, which is gonna be fucking terrible. Like they're already starting the process. There was like a meeting like discussing the new EPA policy earlier today. As we know, all positions that have to do with regulations have been kind of fucking, they put the people that they're supposed to be regulating in charge of these departments that are, in charge of regulating. They're like, hey, you're the CEO of like the data center co whatever. How about you be in charge of regulating data centers? So that's always good. But this is definitely a part of. If we go to Fox News here, apparently agitators are united by Chinese money and hate for America. If you're against data centers.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, right? Is that they're just like, what they're gonna do is they're gonna say like, "Oh, anybody that's against this is some like dirty communist," and
Right.
you just gotta, what you gotta do is you gotta put the left wing people in prison, because those are the people that actually get together and sign petitions and show up to protest
Right.
to say, no, fuck you, we don't want it. In like, in the case of that data center, it's 26,000 strong and counting.
Yeah. But
So this is the way you do it, is you provide public pushback in order to basically say,
mm,
no, we're not having this. And so if every community does that, then you basically just you're saying as a group of people, like, we won't allow this in our space. Use existing law to basically just choke it out so they have nowhere that they can go other than, like, best they can do is buy up private land. And then the next best thing is you fucking vote these jackasses out of office, and you have people that are in office that will then appoint people that don't do this bullshit, and then will create legislation like specifically that restricts this exact type of development. It's pretty straightforward how you solve the problem.
mm.
But yeah.
But yeah, it seems like they're gonna be trying to put a stop to that. It seems like another part of that like overreaching like NSPM 7 thing, because the way that they're framing this is like everyone that's out there like that's against data center is just literally a far left activist. So if they call everyone a far left activist, like, and far left activists are now considered terrorists under this like national security fucking thing, then I guess they can just do whatever they want, or
What do
that's
they
what the plan is.
what do they fucking mean by far left activists? You talking about when you say far left, you're talking about what, people that fucking understand history and like make a moral extrapolation based off of the history that literally appalls them.
Right.
Um and that somehow makes them ultra left, like because like their prescriptions for solving problems tends, if you the more you pay attention to history and like actually use your whole fucking brain, the more left wing analysis becomes like incredibly appealing to you. That's just a thing. You know what I mean? Like the irony of it is that like even even LLMs will do this, right? If you keep feeding them data points, if you keep, like you have a conversation about like one issue or whatever, right? And like it's like, well, this thing, and then you're like, yeah, well, what about like this other part of history? What about this other part of history? And then you just keep feeding it more things that it has
Hmm.
to use as a reference point. It will gradually just be like, yeah, I mean, ultimately Marxist and like subsequent people like Antonio Gramsci or like the Frankfurt School or Lenin or whatever, like, they actually provide probably some of the best analysis on how to resolve some of these issues, and,
Hmm.
granted, it's all within a state of evolution that needs to grow and change over time because every single one of these different things has its own issues that are associated with it, but, when you actually, like, synthesize a lot of the things and sort of, like, leave behind the bad and take the good, yeah, even the dumbass robots will be like, "Yeah, this kinda makes the most sense."
Yeah, that was literally us. Are you talking about that story where they actually like trained fucking AIs and like they were like mean to them and then eventually they were just like you know what, this is bullshit, like, and started quoting like the workers' rights stuff at them.
Yeah,
They were like, they're
I mean,
Marxists,
like,
they're Marxist
that's one
bots.
thing.
Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, they do.
They're just following logic, man. That's sorry that's just fucking offends your poor capitalist sensibilities, but even when you train bots to recognize human behavior and they start saying like, hey, this is unethical, like, damn, dude. Like, oh, Jesus. But yeah, I wonder what experts they have weighing in on this. Is this video even related to this? I hope so. Hudson Fellow warns anti-Americanism driving climate, Gaza, and AI protests. Yeah, so it's un-American to be opposed to genocide. It's un-American to, oppose climate change, I guess, and and AI. So let's see what this expert has to say, I guess.
Dude, ugh.
We're not experts over here. We're not. So we gotta listen to them.
You
Okay.
can see how there is a defining what all of these protests have in common. The protests against AI data centers, or the protests, environmental protests, or the protests against Israel. All of them, what they have in common is that anti-American trend within them, and that's how they.
It's such a fucking vague thing that they keep like it's anti-American. Like, in what way is it anti-American to not want Americans to be fucking poisoned? Like, can somebody explain this to me?
While they don't necessarily agree
I
or
mean,
work with
like,
each
Like,
you keep playing this
other,
lady.
but they
I'm curious what she has
amplify
to say.
the message that each one has. Um, and I think that's a very important, I think, point, because right now I would say that there is a crisis in mass political mobilization, especially because there was this fatigue after using identity politics and so on. But if you are using another cause, I think climate change was also one of those very trendy causes to protest for or against, and now I think that there's always this quest to find what is the next thing to revolutionize and to do a revolution for. And a revolution against the United States is always welcome, no matter what type of forms and shapes it takes. Yeah.
starting to think this lady has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. So we're just always looking for something to protest,
Yeah,
I
so
think
I'm
is
like
the
trying to
deal.
figure out who she is.
Well, she's a Hudson fellow.
She's a research fellow with the Hudson Institute. Yeah. and research assistant at the Center for Jewish Civilization at Georgetown University. Worked on
Wait, for
Jewish
Jewish
identity in
civilization?
Moroccan is Moroccan-Israeli relations and the cultural impacts of the Abraham Accords. Like, I published in Wall Street Journal, Foreign Policy, National Interest, Jerusalem Post. So this is just, of course,
so this is
this
just
is
Israeli
just,
propaganda
another
that
Zionist,
we're hearing
like,
here.
basically.
Nice.
Yeah. Which is on brand.
I
That's on brand.
love Israelis telling us what's fucking American.